So you said you've been here since Saturday night.
Yes.
And I guess my question for you is, so you could share with the rest of the world, why are you willing to sleep on the street for this occupation, for Occupy Wall Street?
Well, I think I'm willing to sleep out here because I'm willing to do. Before I came into this, I was looking for some outlet, for something to do, to come together with people and talk about the issues that face us. And I'm willing to stay out here because that in itself is a statement. I mean, I've given up a relatively comfortable existence at home and my job and a lot of things I feel like the sacrifice in staying here, physically occupying this space, is a statement in itself about, how strongly I feel about a lot of the issues that we're talking about here.
Absolutely, just a presence. So you mentioned some issues. I'm trying to get the voice out there, voice our concern. What are some of your issues in particular?
Well, first and foremost, why this action appealed to me and why being on Wall Street is... You can edit this later, right?
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, being on Wall Street in particular, I have, since the financial collapse of 2008, made a very strong effort to be informed and to do my own research about what happened then, what happened before then, what is happening since then, and essentially what I've deduced is that these people on Wall Street blew $1 trillion hole in our economy, 3 years ago, through what is pretty much universally recognized by any competent observer as systemic fraud and corruption that not only amongst those on Wall Street, but coordinating through our government. And I had to do something. I had to protest, and this is the best available option to do that.
Yeah, well, it's Occupy Wall Street.
Exactly.
So, okay, well, you're one of the first people to actually talk about the financial meltdown. Can you talk a little bit about that? Maybe just in a brief, a few sentences to explain to the people like what your take is. You mentioned corruption with a connection between the traders and our own government.
Well, there's been within the last 30 or 40 years, there's been, and especially in the last couple decades, there's been this huge push for deregulation by people in our government. And what has become abundantly clear to me is that in the lead up into the 2008 Wall Street or 2008 financial collapse, our representatives worked hand in hand. It was a bipartisan effort from what I've gathered to strip these regulations away from the financial system, and also they stripped away the financial regulations, and this was as a direct result of the great influence that Wall Street has over our, not only over our so-called representatives, but over the very agency, namely the SEC, amongst other financial regulatory agencies that are there to enforce financial regulations that, as anyone who's read their history knows, that the Great Depression, out of the Great Depression came a great deal of financial regulation. and there's just been this march to, you know, supposedly open up these free markets for quite some time, and it's contrary to the best interests of the people, the vast majority of our people in this country, and that's. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Well, how long do you plan on staying out here?
Until I'm forcibly removed.
All right.
And then I'll, you know, go wherever we go after that.
All right. Well, good luck, okay? Stay strong.
Thank you.